What's up, JW here? Today we had my predictions for WWE 2023 Payback. First, before we get into my predictions, I want to say sorry that there was no Monday Night Raw weekly setup review or AEW Dynamite because I've been sick this week and I've been just busy with schoolwork because I've been sick, so I haven't been able to make the video. Sorry about that. So this week, no weekly setup review and of WWE Raw and AEW Dynamite, but I will be doing the setup pick review of Payback and also AEW All Out, and also going to be doing my predictions of AEW All Out. So stay tuned for all those three videos. But this video is for sure happening, obviously. So my first prediction of the show, we're going to start off with, well, it's not really a prediction, but it's going to happen on the show is Cody Rhodes is going to be on the Grayson Waller show on Payback, which is really dumb, but I guess they don't got anything for Cody, and they just need to have him on the pay-per-view. But I honestly think it's going to end up turning into like a squash match or something. Like Grayson Waller's going to talk smack to Cody, and then Cody's going to challenge him to a match, and Cody's just going to squash him. That's what I'm guessing. That's my prediction of that little part. But otherwise, I'd say it's a waste of Cody, but whatever. Next up, no, it's not Carmella. It's Trish Stratus that's in the match, but I'm just using her because I don't have a Trish Stratus figure. It is Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus in a steel cage match, because they're not supposed to get like interference or anything. Well, what steel cage match has not had somebody like get involved in the match? So obviously something's gonna happen, but I think Becky Lynch is gonna pick up the victory to finally end this boring storyline between these two. They've been going on for way too long and way too boring. But in my opinion, I think Becky Lynch is gonna pick up the victory and beat Trish Stratus. Next up is Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. This has actually been a decent build-up with Raquel's injury and everything. Building up. I personally think Raquel Rodriguez is actually going to win this match, because she's been like the only person that's been able to throw around Rhea Ripley like it's nothing, beat her up. I personally think Raquel's going to win this, but also I can see Dominic or somebody distracting her, and then Rhea ended up winning. So I could see it going that way, but right now I'm just going to go with what I think is going to happen. I think Raquel is going to win the Women's World Heavyweight title. Next up, probably one of the most excited matches I am for. This is probably my second most excited for a match. Is LA Knight versus The Miz. These two promos back and forth, and then this Raw, I didn't do a setup because I'm just busy and been sick. But I still did watch Raw and the AEW Dynamite. Miz coming out as dressed up as LA Knight was amazing. So freaking funny. Absolutely fantastic. Great impression, everything. But these two going back and forth in the promos have been great. Guaranteed they're going to put out a banger of a match. But I think LA Knight's going to win to just elevate LA Knight and just let him skyrocket and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And Miz is pretty much just going to put over LA Knight. But I think this is going to be a great match. Probably some funny stuff from The Miz and everything. But I think it's going to be a good match. And might be one of the best matches of the show, in my opinion. Next up is a match that'll be pretty boring because we literally just saw it 2 weeks ago when Rey Mysterio won the United States title off Austin Theory. It's like Austin Theory's rematch, but it's just boring because Austin Theory is the definition of boring. And Rey Mysterio, in my opinion, I love Rey Mysterio, but he doesn't need the United States title. He's had plenty of title reigns in his career. He doesn't need the United States title. Somebody like LA Knight needs the United States title. I guess you can say Austin Theory does, but he just had it for almost over a year, so I think he's done. I honestly think Rey Mysterio is going to win. LWO might get involved in this match. I have no idea. But I definitely think Rey Mysterio is going to beat Austin Theory, and hopefully Austin Theory goes away from the United States title for a while. Or just goes away in general, because he's honestly mid. Next up, it should be a good match. It's going to be a Steel City Street match. I have no idea what's the difference of a Steel City Street match and a street match, but we're going to find out tomorrow at Payback. It's going to be Judgment Day, Damian Priest and Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I think this is going to be an absolute banger match. It better be, because they've been having this storyline built forever, and it's made the WWE Monday Night Raw's main events so boring, because it's always the same thing. It's either a tag match with Sami Zayn and Cody versus Damian and Finn Balor, or Damian and Dominic, or it's Sami Zayn versus one of the Judgment Day, or Cody versus one of the Judgment Day, and it's just the same thing and the same thing and the same thing. It's just like, it's boring. They've been doing this for like 2 months now. This better be the end of this storyline with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and the Judgment Day. It's just so boring. I want it to be over with. Like, oh my god. I honestly think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to win, obviously. And also, I think because it's a street fight, I think this is when either Finn Balor's going to turn on Damian Priest, or Damian Priest is going to turn on Finn Balor, because Finn Balor's like friend, I forgot his name. I think he'll get involved in this match. Dominic's going to get involved in this match. Like, all the Judgment Days going to be involved in this match. I can see Cody being involved in this match because he's kind of in the storyline to help Sami, because it's a street fight. Street fights, there's no rules. And I think either Damian's going to turn on Finn, or Finn's going to turn on Damian. And this will be like the collapsing of the Judgment Day. And then hopefully then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens can move on while the Judgment Day collapses and breaks up. And they can start defending the titles against like the New Day, Alpha Academy, Viking Raiders, and all that stuff. And not always Judgment Day every single week. The main event is the match I'm most excited for, because this is the time. This is when Shinsuke Nakamura should win the World Heavyweight Championship. He should have won it a couple years ago, and it was like, I think it was 2018, when he fought AJ Styles for the WWE title. He should have won then, when he won the Royal Rumble, but for some reason they didn't give him the title, because WWE doesn't like to give titles to people that can't speak English very well, which is just bogus. Shinsuke has been doing a fantastic job on these promos and everything, these backstage promos. Same thing with Seth Rollins. Shinsuke's been an amazing heel right now. It's so good. And also, apparently Seth Rollins has a real back injury. So hopefully that just gives Shinsuke even more of the opportunity to win the title, because I personally think Shinsuke would be a lot better champion than Seth Rollins. I love Seth Rollins. He's a great champion. But Shinsuke deserves a title run. He's an amazing wrestler. I personally think Shinsuke Nakamura is going to win this match. And I think this match is going to be a banger match. This match and the LA Knight Miz match is going to steal the show. And then Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will be a really good match. But this match should be great. It hopefully is, because Shinsuke's an amazing wrestler. Seth's an amazing wrestler. They should tear the house down and hopefully have a really good actual wrestling match. And I think Shinsuke will pick up the victory. Well, that is my predictions for Payback. There's not too many matches, but because Payback's a smaller pay-per-view. Also, I'm filming this before SmackDown. I'm filming it on Friday, but before the show. So there could be like another match or two announced. If there is, I'll just do the review of the actual show. I do have like a little prediction. Maybe John Cena might be part of the show, because John Cena will be returning today on SmackDown, and he's gonna be on every single SmackDown for like the next 2.5 months or something, which is amazing. I'm so glad John Cena's coming back for a while, and maybe he'll set up something and have like a small match on Payback the next day. So hopefully John Cena can get involved in the show, because the show is pretty good, but we need a little bit of another booster, bringing big old John Cena. But overall, I think the show should be pretty good. But this is Jared W. Make sure to like, subscribe, stay tuned for the Payback setup review, my AEW All Out predictions, and AEW All Out setup review of the show. And I'll see you guys in the next one.